All right, so let's start with the basics of research. So usually when you think about the stock that you want to buy, you'll often hear a company name and you're not really sure where to go to get that information, those details about the company, right? So you may look at the company's website, you may look at their social media pages, and you will realize that there are some gaps, right? Not every company has all the details on their website. Not every company is active on social media. Trust me, I've checked. And so where you might not have looked before is the Jamaica Stock Exchange's website, which is actually the best source for information about companies that are listed. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the steps of finding information about listed companies. Now, the stock exchange's website is very vast, so we're only going to narrow our discussion here today about how to find information on companies that are listed. So you'd go to jamstockx.com. That's where you'd go. And then everything that I'm talking to you about from here is based on going to that main page. So if you scroll down to about the middle of the page, you'll see this section here that says find listed companies. So you type in a company. In this case, we're using Mailpack because we're going to be reviewing them next. So you type in the company's name or their ticker, click on search, and it'll bring you to this page that's called Instrument Lookup, where you'll see if the company is listed or not, right? So you're seeing the search results saying that it has found something, Mailpack Group Limited is listed. It shows you the symbol, same as the ticker, the currency that security is trading in. The sector in this case is listed as other, but of course for certain categories, it may have the category name. It shows the market. In this case, it's listed on the junior market, and then the type of shares are ordinary shares, right? If you click on the link that says Mailpack Group Limited, it brings you to this page, which is the instrument summary page. And this is a page that we're going to spend the most time on here for the next few minutes. So I'll start to explain from the top left of the page. Of course, that's how we read. So first we start with the company name. So it's Mailpack Group Limited. The ticker is going to be in brackets here that says Mailpack. What you'll usually have is the last traded price. In this case, it's $2.05. And what you're seeing in this red box here is the price change for the last trading day. So in this case, Mailpack went down by 8 cents today, and that would be equivalent to 3.76% that it has decreased by. And you see a note here that says prices are updated approximately 2:30 p.m. daily. It's not an exact time, but right around that time, you'll see it updated. And then below that, you have 3 ways in which you can view price history for each company. So we have a line chart. That's what you're seeing here. And each chart is broken down into 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, year to date. So in this case, if we selected year to date, it would show me from January 1st to today's date. You have 1 year, will show the last 12 months, and then all will give you the opportunity to scroll through as far back as the data allows. It's supposed to show you the entire history, but in my experience, it doesn't do that for every company. So next we have the candlestick chart, and then we have the OHLC chart. I'll go into those details into another video, but just understand that these are 3 types of charts that you can use to see price information for each company. What you're seeing here on the chart itself, you'll notice you see what's called CA. So that's an initial that represents a corporate action. Now it could be a dividend paid, it could be a stock split, it could be anything that's considered or qualifies to be a corporate action. And that's what you'll see here. And then to the right of this chart, you're seeing the price, and then below that you'll have the volume, right? So these columns that you're seeing here represent the volume traded for that day. And of course, it starts at 0 here, and then it goes up. So if you see, for example, unusual volume, then that's typically a reason to double click and see what might have happened on that day. And so usually when I go to this page, I'm looking for these days to see, you know, what might have happened on that day and maybe do a little bit more research from there. So on the right-hand side, you will see select stock, and that's where you can use this drop-down to type in a search for all the other companies that are listed. Once you start typing the name, it will filter the drop-down list, and you can simply click on that and go to that particular page for that security that is shown on the list, right? Below that, we have the price information. So we have the previous closing price. So in this case, it would be yesterday's trading price or the last trading day's price. We have the open price. That's the price at which it opened the trading day for which it's currently showing. The bid would be the highest price for which somebody wants to buy shares. The ask is the lowest price for which somebody is selling shares. The volume traded would be the total volume for all of the transactions for the last trading day. And the last traded, of course, is the last trade, the price that the last trade took place. All right. I believe I explained that already. I believe what I could show here is just a little bit more detail in terms of the chart itself. And this is now zoomed into 1 year. So you see 1 year highlighted here, and we're able to see the months. So this is going back 1 full year based on the date that the graph was selected. And we went through this information before. This is a price information. I'm just zooming in here so that you can see it a little bit more clearly. And based on the fact that we just looked at that pricing information, I wanted to show a screenshot of the queue in JTrader. We have a video breaking down the queue on this channel. So if you search for how to buy and sell stocks with JTrader, you'll get the details as to how this works. I just wanted you to see a few things here. So we saw where we had the bid and ask price. So this is the buy queue. So these are all the orders for persons who want to buy shares in Mailpack. And this is the queue for all the persons who want to sell shares in Mailpack. So those two numbers that you saw, $2.12 and $2.14, that's the bid and the ask, and those are the prices that you see, right? So as I mentioned, the bid is going to be the highest price that somebody wants to spend for Mailpack shares. And in this case, this would be the lowest price that somebody's asking for to sell their shares, right? Then over this side, we're seeing a chart similar to what we would have seen on the instrument summary page, the same options in terms of zoom. And what we have here below is the price information, percentage change in terms of increase or decrease, dollar change in terms of showing that it decreased by 8 cents for today. And then below this, we have same information that would have gone through before. If you're in JTrader, you'd have the option to click buy. It'll bring you to the option to place an order. Or if you go to sell, brings you to that place. So you can go ahead and buy or sell shares. So below, we're back to the instrument summary page now. If you look below that section that the chart is on the left, you'll see some more information relating to price and history of the stock, right? So we have today's range. So it says $2.02 to $2.15. So that's a range in which the shares traded today. We have the 52-week range. So in the last 12 months, it has traded from a price of $1.70 to $2.50. Next, we have the 52-week volume range. So the smallest trade in terms of volume was 75 units. The largest trade was 50 million units, right? We have the market value of those shares. So the last traded price or the closing price for that day multiplied by the shares outstanding gives you the market value. So if you were to sell all the shares in Mailpack, it would be valued at $5.125 billion. And based on where the price is, this information to the right is showing you where it's at week to date, month to date, quarter to date, and year to date. And then over the right-hand side of that instrument summary screen, you'll see some categories of information relating to the company. So the summary screen is what you land on. Next, you can go to price history, and it will show an history of the trading price for that company. The latest news will show you all the news that the company has submitted to the JSE. It's not all the news relating to the company, just what has been submitted by the company. So you may still want to research, Google, check the newspapers, media, etc. for the latest or for the complete view of information relating to the company. We have quarterly financials. When companies submit their quarterly reports, it goes to that section when they submit their annual reports, and then of course their audited financials. So we have a couple more sections to go through, then we'll wrap up this section. So below that now you have performance broken down in terms of quarterly and annual, right? So I'm showing the quarterly earnings here. This is going to be the same information that you see in the quarterly reports in a graphical format. And what I've done is mouse over one of the quarters to show you the information that comes up. This should match what you see in the report, but of course if you don't see the information after the time period has passed, just check to see if you can go to the quarterly report section, and you should find the information there. And then that same information that was just in a graph is listed in a table so that you can see it, for those who prefer to look at the raw numbers. And then below that section, you have corporate actions. Again, this would be any stock splits, dividend announcement, or any relevant corporate action is listed in a table. Usually it shows maybe the last 3 to 5 transactions. So in this case, we're able to see the dividends paid from 2022 all the way to the most recent one earlier this year. And then below that section, you have latest news, and this would be, again, all the news that the company has submitted to the Jamaica Stock Exchange.